Hello my dear students, in this lecture we are going to see introduction to gears, and this is the first lecture on gear drive. Now let us consider, if I want to transfer power from one shaft to the another shaft or from one wheel to the another wheel. Let us consider there is a wheel here, it is the first wheel, and I need to of radius. Let us say this wheel is having radius r1 and it is rotating with angular velocity omega 1 in clockwise direction. Now therefore the point here, the point of contact here, this point will be moving with, let us say, velocity v1, which will be equal to r1 omega 1. This is very simple. From circular motion, this v1 is equal to r1 omega 1. Now let us consider this velocity or this power we need to transfer on another wheel. Let us consider there is another wheel having radius r2 which is in contact with wheel 1. Let us say this wheel will be having radius r2 in contact with wheel 1, and as wheel 1 is rotating in clockwise direction, therefore definitely this wheel 2 will rotate in anti-clockwise direction, like this, with angular velocity, let us say, omega 2. Now therefore the common point of contact here, this point of contact, let us say initially it was moving with velocity v1. Let us say on wheel 2 it is moving with velocity v2. Therefore v2 is nothing but r2 omega 2, right? Let us say this is a common point of contact, which is p. P is a contacting point between wheel 1. Let us say this is a wheel 1 and wheel 2. Now for these wheels, if this there is no slip at contacting point, at contact, then this contacting point p must move with same velocity. That is, velocity of point p must be same on wheel 1 as well as wheel 2. Then only there will be no relative motion between wheel 1 and wheel 2. Therefore this velocity of p, which is nothing but v1, must be equal to v2. Therefore can I say r1 omega 1 is equal to r2 omega 2. Therefore omega 1 divided by omega 2 is equal to r2 divided by r1. Now this is the condition for no slip. This is the condition for no slip condition. We can say this is a no slip condition, right? Now whenever there is no slip, then such drive is called positive drive. Whenever there is no slip, then such drive is called positive drive. Now let us consider this contacting point is moving with different velocity on both wheel. That is, if v1 is not equal to v2, therefore is not equal to v2, therefore I can say r1 omega 1 is not equal to r2 omega 2. Means there is some sort of relative motion between wheel 1 and wheel 2. Therefore slip occurs. There will be slip occurs, and whenever there is slip, then such type of drive is called negative drive. Then such type of drive is called negative drive. Now in such as, for example, if I use belt drive or rope drive or chain drive, then these are negative drives. Negative drives. In belt drive, rope drive or chain drive, there is some sort of slip, that is slip occurs. But in some systems very high level of accuracy is demanded. For very high level of accuracy, this velocity ratio omega 1 divided by omega 2, which is nothing but r2 divided by r1, needs to be constant. For very high level of accuracy, in some application this need to be constant. And if this need to be constant, that is velocity is equal, v1 is equal to v2 is equal to same, that is v1 is nothing but r1 omega 1 is equal to r2 omega 2. For this, that means no slip condition, no slip condition. And if our purpose is no slip, then instead of these wheels we are using gears here, right? Whenever we are using gears, then there will be no slip. That is, gear is a positive drive. Let us understand this. Now to have a positive drive, gears are used. Here this is a gear, larger is called gear, and smaller is called pinion, but both are gears. Smaller is called pinion and larger is called gear. Now on this gear, on these wheels, tooths are cut. These are the tooths, right? This is a gear tooth, we can say gear tooth or teeth. Now one teeth here, one teeth will, the teeth of pinion will enter into the space at two teeths, and so that the drive becomes positive, right? And for these external contacts, if gear 1 is rotating in clockwise direction, then definitely gear 2 will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. The angular velocity of gear 1 is omega 1, angular velocity of gear 2 is omega 2, that is pinion, and radius of gear 1 is r1, radius of pinion is r2. Then for gears, velocity is always constant for contacting point, which is nothing but r1 omega 1, which is equal to r2 omega 2. That is, there is no slip drive. It is no slip drive, also called positive drive. Therefore gear is a positive drive. Now here you can see the larger one is called gear and the smaller one is called pinion. This is the actual photograph. Here we can say it is a gear, larger one, and the smaller one is called pinion. Now on both gear and pinion there are teeth. These are the teeth cut on the circumference, right? And the circle on which teeth are cut is called base circle. This is called base circle. Here the circle on which teeth are cut is called base circle, right? This is also important, remember this. Now you can see here, for gear and pinion the teeth are cut. Therefore the teeth, the gear, the teeth of pinion will enter into the space at gear, and the teeth of gear will enter into the space at pinion, and they will rotate, and hence there will be no slip. There are no chances of slip, zero slip, right? In 2D view you can see this larger one is a gear and smaller one is a pinion. Here you can see this is a gear and this is a pinion, and such type of arrangement is called gear arrangement, and the drive is called positive drive or gear drive. So here this gear drive, gear and pinion assembly, this gear drive we can define as, gears are defined as tooth wheel or multi-lobed cams which transmit power and motion from one shaft to another by means of successive engagement of teeth. Here you can see successive engagement of teeth. Gear drive offers the following advantages compared to the chain and belt drive. Let us consider the, let us see the advantages. This image or theory data I have directly taken from VB Bhandari book, right? VB Bhandari. Now very good book for machine design. You can refer this book also for machine design for any competitive exam. Very good book. Now the advantages of gear drive over other drives are, first is it is positive drive, definitely it is positive drive, therefore velocity ratio is constant. For positive drives velocity ratio is constant. Again, the center distance between the shaft is relatively smaller. Now here you can see the center distance, that is from this shaft to pinion shaft, this center distance is very small, therefore the drive becomes very compact in construction, right? Now here this is a shaft in gear and here shaft on pinion. Now third advantage is it can transmit very large power which is beyond the range of belt and chain drive. If I want to transfer maximum power, then compulsory we have to go for gear drives. Now generally in vehicles gear drive is used, right? You can see in all the vehicles there is a gear drive. Again, it can transmit motion at very low velocity which is not possible beyond the, with the belt drive. Again, if I want to transfer motion with very small velocity, there will be a sleep for belt drives and other drives, but gear drive can transfer, right? You can see in watches, in watches there are gears and gear drives. Again, the efficiency of gear drive is very high. For spur gear the efficiency can be 99% also. For spur gear we can reach up to 99% efficiency, right? That is, and as compared to other drives the efficiency of gear drive is highest. Again, there is provision can be made in gearbox for gear shifting, thus changing the velocity ratio over the wide range. You can see in gear drives in your two-wheeler, four-wheeler, you can shift the gear now, you can change the gears, and by changing gear you can change the velocity ratio. Velocity ratio is changing means the speed is increasing or decreasing. If you want to go on top gear, then velocity must be maximum, that is velocity ratio is maximum. But if you want to run on first gear, then velocity must be minimum, that velocity ratio is minimum, right? Means in gear drive there is a provision to change velocity ratio, and once the velocity ratio is changed, that velocity ratio remains constant, means it is a positive drive. But my dear student, there is one disadvantage for this gear drive. That is, if this center distance is very high, let us say between one shaft at this location and another shaft at this location, if the center distance is very much high, then manufacturing such type of large gear is very difficult and very costly also. So for such high center distances, let us say here one drive, here one, then we are using belt drives like this. We are using belt drives, or we are using chain drive. This may be a belt, this may be a belt, or this may be a chain, right? Therefore, for long center distances, compulsory we have to go for belt drive or chain drive, because manufacturing of such much large size of gear is costly and not feasible, right? Thank you, dear students. In next lecture, we will see classification of these gears.